Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss C++ functions. A function is a group of statements, or you can say set of instructions that together perform a specific task. Functions are made for code reusability and for saving time and space. So, suppose if you want to calculate age of any person in years, months and days, then you write code for that and create a function. Next time when you require to calculate age, no need to write that code again. You can simply use that function or reuse that code, right? Functions are categorized into two parts, that are library functions and user defined functions. Library functions are predefined and declared inside header files. Let us take example. In C language programs, you have repeatedly used printf function. The specific task of printf is to print whatever you write in between double quotes. So that is declared in stdir.h. So if you want to use printf function in your program, then you need to include stdir.h at the beginning of your program. Same way, power function, for that in C++ you need to include cmath.h. String compare, that is string function. In C language we used to write string.h. In C++ you are supposed to write hash include cstring.h. So these are the functions that are predefined. Now suppose we want to create our own functions, so that is under category user defined function. So UDF created by user. So if we use any function, first of all we need to declare it. Here is the example, like you can create function to calculate factorial or to calculate area of circle or simple interest. Let us go through the syntax of C++ functions. Syntax of C++ functions are very similar to C functions, so it will be a quick recall. If you use any variable, let's say a, in your program, so before using it you need to declare it. Same way, if I use a function in a program, I need to declare it first. Okay, so C++ functions having three elements: function declaration, function call and function definition. In function definition we are supposed to write function body, that is the set of instructions to be performed. Suppose if we want to create function to calculate age of a person, so function name will be age. To calculate age we will write code here and we will declare that function at the beginning of program or before main, right? Let us go through the syntax. You can give any name. It will follow the rules same as the variable name declaration. So you can give function name as you require, return type and set of arguments. Here is the example. Suppose I want to create function to add two numbers, so I have given name addition. I want to add two numbers, so that two numbers will be of type integer. After addition it will return answer of type integer, that's why here return type is integer. Some of the function does not return any value, so we need to write void before the function name as a return type. Function definition. Function definition is same as function declaration. Here you can observe return type, function name, argument list. But function declaration is a single statement, that's why it will be followed by semicolon, while function definition is a group of statements, so there will be no semicolon. So only difference between declaration and definition is we will write semicolon at the time of declaration, we will not write semicolon at the time of definition. Here you are supposed to write your code. Here is the example for addition. I am passing variable x, variable y, performing addition and returning the answer as type integer. So functions are categorized in four types, mainly four types. Very first category is function with arguments and returns value. So syntax will be like this, or structure will be like this. Function 1, I want to, let's say, use two arguments of type integer and it will return integer. So here is the declaration. Here is the function call. At the time of function call, I am passing actual values here, that is 5 and 6, and function definition, that is a and b. So 5 and 6 will be copied to a and b respectively. We will perform a plus b here, it will return, control will be back here, and the value returned by function will be stored in variable z. So let us discuss it in detail. Here is the arguments, or you can say list of parameters. Integer is a return type. Once in a main you found function name, it will call to the function definition. Your program control will be jumped to the definition. Once you finish all the statements of function definition, control will return to the actual call, and the values written by that function we need to store in another variable, and then we can use it further. So function 1 returns integer value, so we have to catch, or we have to store that value into some integer variable. Here it is z. Second category, function with arguments but no return value. Here I am having function, I am passing two arguments, but it is not returning any value, so we need not require to store that value in another variable like we have previously declared z. Here we are having no return type, so I have written here void. So same way it will call function 1, it will pass 5 and 6, 5 to the a, 6 to the b. It will perform task. After completing all statements, control will be returned to the function call. Third category, that is function with no argument but returns value. Here we are having no argument, so I have written nothing here. You can also write void there, okay, but returns value. Function will calculate some values and return. So here I have written type integer. It can be float, it can be character, it can be array, it can be pointer, it can be void also. So function 1 returning value z, returning value to the z. Here function 1 is called and it will return value 99 and it will be stored to z. Fourth category, function with no argument and no return value. Here is the function having no argument, no return value, that's why here return void. Function 1 is called, statements executed, and control return to the function 1. So let us check all categories with a common program. Suppose we want to create function addition with all categories, addition of two numbers. So here is the first category, function with argument and returns value. I have given name as add. So add function is declared. It will take two arguments of type integer and returns integer, because here category is function with argument and returns value. I have initialized variable a as 5, b as 6. I am passing a and b to the function. So control directly move to the function definition. A, value of a will be copied to x, variable b value will be copied to y. Here we need to here two new variables will be declared. Suppose if you write a and b here, it will be the different than this a and b. So here I am performing x plus y. It will perform ultimately 5 plus 6 and return 11 to the called function. That 11 will be stored of type integer answer, and I am printing the value answer, right? Here is the function call, here is the declaration, here is the definition. Now same function with another category, function with arguments but no return value. We are having two arguments but it will not return value. So same, I am having it is not going to return any value, so I have not declared variable answer here, right? I am calling function add. A will be 5, B will be 6. Control will be jumped to the function definition. A will be copied to x, B will be copied to y. So if I write x, it will be 5. If I write y, it will be 6. I am performing addition over here. Rather than returning the x plus y, I am printing here itself. After completing all statement, control will be jump to the function call and return 0 and program will be over. Now same function with third category, no argument but returns value. Here I am not passing any argument but it will return some integer value. So function is going to return any value, it will be answer. So I have declared answer variable, function called, but I have not passed any value. So I have initialized variable a and b here, perform addition and return 11 and it will be stored to answer, then it will be print and program will be over. Same add function with fourth category, no argument, no return value. So here it will be void, here it will be void, or you can say empty. I am calling function add. So I am initializing in the definition, performing addition in definition and printing that answer in definition itself. So now let us summarize categories of functions. First category is function with argument and returns value. Here we are passing argument a to the function definition and it is returning value e to the calling function, and we are supposed to store that in some variable. Example for that is string length function. In that we pass some string and it returns length of that string in integer variable. Second category is function with argument but no return value. So here we are passing some argument to definition of that function, but it is not returning any value to the calling function. Example for that is printf function. We pass string in double quotes as argument, but it does not return any value. Third category is function with no argument and returns value. Here we are not passing any argument to definition of function, but it is returning some value to the calling function. Example for that is getChar function. It does not take any argument but returns some value, so we supposed to store in some character variable. Fourth category is function with no argument and no return value. So calling function is not passing any argument to definition of function, it is not returning any value. Example for that is clear screen function, CLR SCR. It does not take any argument and it does not return any value. Thank you.